Hello, I am going to be working on Module 6, Lesson 4 for today. So you're going to need your workbook out and be ready. All right, I'm going to share the slideshow with you, so one moment, please. All right, we're going to begin by looking at the problem set. Module 6, Lesson 4, problem set. Okay, number 1, the chart below shows the number of magazines sold by each student. They gave us students Ben, Rachel, Jeff, Stanley, Debbie, and the number of magazines they sold. 300, 250, 100, 450, 600. You're going to use the chart below to make a bar graph. You're going to need to create an appropriate scale. So first you need to look at what your lowest number is and what your highest number is. And I want you to think for a minute about what the range would be and then how many spots you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And we would count by 100s. The very bottom line would be 0. We don't have to put there, and then we would count by 100s. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Now I want you to take a minute and look up, and you're going to think about what has to go on the bottom. What are the names of the students? We have how many students? 5. You're going to put those students down along the bottom. Remember, you can always pause the video if you need to. Your next job is going to be making a bar graph. So you're going to look at Ben, and you're going to draw Ben a bar up to the number 300. Okay, so that gives you an example of what you're going to do. Please pause the video and go ahead and do Rachel, Jeff, Stanley, and Debbie. Okay, Rachel at 250, Jeff at 100, Stanley at 450, and Debbie at 600. Your bars should be about the same width, and they should not be touching. To be correct, they cannot touch. Okay, now I move the bar graph over. The questions are a little blurry, but you do have your workbook page in front of you. Explain why you chose the scale for the graph. I chose to count by 100 because the lowest was 100 and the highest was 600, and there were 6 lines on the graph. All right, we're going to go ahead to question 2. And I'm going to take that back. How many fewer magazines did Debbie sell than Ben and Stanley combined? So take a minute and pause and figure out how would you solve this. I'm going to give you a hint. First thing is you're going to combine Ben and Stanley. And when you combine, you add. And then to find the difference between the two of them and Debbie, you would subtract. Ben sold 300, Stanley sold 450. When I add them together, 300 plus 450 equals 750. To find the difference from Debbie, I will then subtract the 750 minus 600, which would equal 150 magazines. So Debbie sold 150 fewer magazines than Ben and Stanley combined. Okay, question letter D. How many more magazines did Debbie and Jeff sell than Ben and Rachel? So you're going to combine Debbie and Jeff, and then you will combine Ben and Rachel and find the difference. Again, you're going to need to pause the video and solve that before moving on to see the answer. I would start by adding Debbie 600 and Jeff 100. 600 plus 100 is 700. Then I would add Rachel 250 and Ben 300. 300 plus 250 is 550. And then lastly, I would subtract 7 minus 550. So therefore, Debbie and Jeff sold 150 more magazines than Ben and Rachel. Okay. Number 2, the bar graph shows the number of visitors to a carnival from Monday through Friday. Remember from before, the first thing you're going to do is pause the video and above each bar, write the number. So it'll help you. Again, you're going to pause the video and do that and then turn it back on to check your answers. Okay, we have Monday at 340, Tuesday at 300, Wednesday at 430, Thursday at 190, and Friday at 370. Then we'll go on to question letter A. How many fewer visitors were there on the least busy day than on the busiest day? The busiest day was 430, and the least busy day was Thursday with 190. If you want to find the difference between those, you would, I hope everyone said subtract. Okay. Busiest day 430, the least busy day 190, and I would subtract those numbers. 430 minus 190 would equal 240 visitors. Okay, letter B. How many more people attended the fair on Monday and Tuesday combined than Thursday and Friday combined? So you're going to pause the video and combine Mondays and Tuesdays attendance, and then Thursday and Friday's attendance, and then find the difference. Again, pause the video, solve your problem, and then resume the video. Okay, on Monday, 340 people attended and 300 on Tuesday. Adding them together, 340 plus 300 would equal 640. Then on Thursday, there were only 190 people, and on Friday, there were 370. I would add 190 plus 370, which would equal a total of 560 people. Then I would take those answers of 640, subtract 560, which would give you 80 people. So your sentence would be 80 more people attended on Monday, Tuesday than Thursday, Friday. Okay. Again, if you need to double check your work, pause the screen. The graph below shows the number of library books checked out in 5 days. Again, as we've promised, or as we've practiced, you're going to pause the video and write your amount of library books above the bars to prepare you for the upcoming questions. Go ahead and pause the video and measure out each bar. And we have 250 on Monday, 310 on Tuesday, 210 on Wednesday, 320 on Thursday, and 390 on Friday. Question letter A. How many books in total were checked out on Wednesday and Thursday? Pause the video. Wednesday and Thursday together means you would combine, meaning you would add. When you're ready, you'll resume the video to find the answer. There were 210 books checked out on Wednesday, 300 checked out on Thursday. To find the total, I added 210 plus 320, which equaled 530 books. Okay. Question B, how many more books were checked out on Thursday and Friday than on Monday and Tuesday? Okay, give you a second to do that. The answer comes up on the next screen. So you're going to pause here and then we will look at question B when you're done. Again, add Thursday, Friday together and then add Monday, Tuesday together and compare those two by subtracting. Okay, on Thursday, 320 books were checked out, and on Friday, 390. I would add those together. 320 plus 390 equals 710 books. On Monday, 250 books were checked out, and 310 books on Tuesday. I would add these together. 250 plus 310 equals 560. Then, to find the difference, I would need to subtract 710 minus 560, which would equal 150 books. Therefore, 150 more books were checked out on Thursday and Friday than on Monday and Tuesday. Again, pause the screen if you need a little additional time to check your work. Okay, we're moving on to the homework piece. Maria counts the coins in her piggy bank and records the results in the tally chart below. Use the tally marks to find the total number of each coin. Remember, you can count by fives here. Pause the screen, count for penny, nickel, dime, and quarter, and resume the video when you are ready to check your answers. Okay, pennies. There were 68, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68. For nickel, there was 62, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 1, 62. For dimes, there was 57, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56, 57. And lastly, for quarters, there were 24, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right, we're going to be using that chart to now make a bar graph. You're going to look at the beginning and they tell you 10 and you're going to count the lines. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Does that give us enough? Yes. So you go ahead and do your vertical axis counting by tens. The penny, nickel, dime, and quarter are already there. So please pause your screen and complete your bar graph numbers and then resume to check your work. Okay, pennies, 68, nickels, 62, dime, 57, quarter, 24. Question B, how many more pennies are there than dimes? Pennies, then dimes. Pennies at 68, dimes at 57. Please pause the video and solve that and then click back on and you'll be able to find your answer. 68 pennies, 57 dimes. 68 minus 57 equals 11. There were 11 more pennies than dimes. Question C. Maria donates 10 of each type of coin to charity. How many total coins does she have left? Show your work. So your first step, you're going to have to add all of her coins. 68, 62, 57, 24 to come up with a grand total of coins. And then she has 4 types of coins. If she donates 10 of each, 10, 20, 30, 40, you will then subtract that from the total number of coins. Please pause your video and resume the video when you have completed the question to double check your work. First, I would add them all up. 68 plus 62 plus 57 plus 24 equals 211 coins. Then I would subtract 40. 10 of each. 211 minus 40 would equal 171 coins. Please check your work. All right, number 2. Miss Holman's class goes on a field trip to the planetarium with Mr. Fiore's class. The number of students in each class is shown in the picture graph below. Please be careful and look at the key. The square equals 2 students. Take a moment to count the number of students and write it at the end of each graph, the number of boys versus the number of girls. Please pause the video and resume it when you're ready with an answer. Boys, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and a half of 1 would be 13. Girls, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and a half of 1 would be 17. Boys in Mrs. Fiore's class, sorry about that. It goes 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and girls 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. How many fewer boys are on the trip than girls? So you're going to add the 2 boys groups, classes together, and then the 2 girls, and then you will subtract them. Pause the video and solve that problem, and then turn it on to find your answer. All right, there are 13 boys in one class and 14 boys in the other class. So I would add those together. 13 plus 14 would be 27 boys. There are 17 girls in one class and 15 in the other. When you add those together, it would be 32. So 32 girls minus 27 boys. So that means there were 5 fewer boys than girls. By looking back at the question, how many fewer boys? 5 fewer boys than girls. Question B, it costs $2 for each student to attend the field trip. How much money would it cost for all the students to attend? What would you do here? You need to find out the total of number of students, and then you would multiply it by 2. Total number of students you would be adding. Pause the video, try to solve the problem, and turn the video back on to find your answer, to find out if your answer is correct. I would have to figure out how many students total. That would be 14 plus 13 plus 17 plus 15, which when added, that equals 59 students. Then I would have to multiply 59 times 2. That's difficult for us, so I gave you a hint. You could break it down in 50 times 2, which would equal 100, and that would leave you 9 times 2, which you can solve, which would be 18, and then you would add 100 plus 18 together. It would cost a total of $118 for all students to attend this field trip. Question letter C. The cafeteria in the planetarium has 9 tables and 8 seats at each table. Counting students and teachers, how many empty seats will there be when the 2 classes eat lunch? Okay, so you're going to have to figure out how many total seats there are first by multiplying. Then you would figure out how many students and adults using the question we did previously, and then you would subtract those 2 numbers. Pause the video, solve the problem, and then turn it back on to find your answer. I would multiply 9 times 8, which I know equals 72. This would give me the total number of seats at the tables. Then I would take the total number of students in question B, which was 59, and add in the 2 teachers, which would be 61. Then I would have to subtract that from 72. 72 minus 61 would equal 11. There would be 11 seats left over. Exit ticket. The graph below shows the number of library books checked out in 5 days. Take a moment to fill out the graph to make it easier for you. Then A, how many books in total were checked out Wednesday and Thursday? In total would be addition. How many more books were checked out Thursday, Friday, added together versus Monday, Tuesday? Pause the video and then come back when you've solved your exit ticket and we will check your work. So there's 250, 310, 210, 320, 390 for each day. Then you would add Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday. Okay, there's a problem here. This should have been Wednesday and Thursday. So we're going to go back and fix this. Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday was 210 plus Thursday, which was 320. What does that equal together? 530 books were checked out on Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, I apologize for that. But I'm glad we were able to fix that together. Okay, and then we'll go on to B. Hopefully you got that right and caught your teacher's mistake. How many more books were checked out Thursday, Friday than on Monday, Tuesday? Thursday, 320 books were checked out, and Friday, 390 were checked out. So I add those two together. 320 plus 390 would equal 710. Then I would add Monday and Tuesday together, 250 plus 310 for a total of 560. To find out how many more were on Thursday, Friday, then Monday, Tuesday, I would then subtract 710 minus 560, which would give me 150. Therefore, 150 more books were checked out on Thursday and Friday than on Monday, Tuesday. Okay, we're going to go back to stop sharing. Great job. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. And remember, you'll have something up for a type of quiz to show me what you learned. So look for that on the next day. Thank you again. Talk to you soon.